Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and of course I'm joined by my lovely girlfriend Maya. And yes, today is the top 3. It's Tuesday. Last week, Ghostface Kid asked, it was a question from him, our top 3 favorite horror franchises. And got pretty good responses here. Ghostface Kid, like, literally went overboard. He dropped 10. Just dropped fucking 10. So here we go. At number 10, Hannibal. At number 9, Evil Dead. Number 8, Creature from the Black Lagoon. 7, Nightmare on Elm Street. 6, Halloween. 5, Friday the 13th. 4, Jaws. 3, Alien. 2, Predator. And 1, Scream. And you know what? I enjoy all those. I really can't comment too much on Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've yet to see any of them. But the other 9, oh yeah, solid stuff. So thank you, Ghostface Kid. And then we got Nico Boss. Nico Boss. Ross. I'm sorry, bro. I really am. I hope it's a Nico. That sounds like a dude's name. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry. Hit me up at number 3 is Nightmare on Elm Street series. Number 2, Halloween. And number 1, also Scream. So there we go. And yeah, you can't really find fault with any of those. They're all really great. Lori Holt hit us up at number 3, Halloween. 2, Jaws. And 1, Friday the 13th. So, solid. And finally, The Omen hit us up. And surprisingly, The Omen's not on here. Number 3, Hellraiser. Oh yeah. 2, Friday the 13th. And number 1, Halloween. So, boom, there it is. So I want to thank everybody who jumped in last week and dropped some top 3s on us. We really appreciate it. And this week, the top 3 is also brought to us by Ghostface Kid. So Ghostface Kid 101. There's another Ghostface Kid out there running around too, but the original, the OG 101. So and he asked top 3 fears. So what do you want me to go first? Yeah. Want me to take it first? All right. Don't need to say more. See, that's a really weird thing for me to say, because I don't want to sound like I'm not afraid of things, because, like, clearly if a giant grizzly bear came barreling through the fucking wall here, guess what? I'm going to run, and my heart's going to be pounding, and I'm going to be scared shitless. But to me, a fear is something that keeps you up at night, like something that just kind of stops you. Like right now, there's like, Phantom, there's a bear on the loose around here. Yeah, I'm going to be a little apprehensive, but I'm not going to, like, stop what I'm doing. I'll be like, well, everything seems locked up pretty good. I'm going to hide out in the bedroom now, and I'll wait for this shit to blow over. Whereas, if a fear is on the loose, which is mine's kind of weird, I guess, but you're more likely to just shit yourself and start crying. And I'm not going to lie, the 3 things I'll bust out on you are things that I would just shit myself and start crying. So, like I say, it was hard for me to come up with this list because I'm like, I'm not really afraid of anything. At the same time, I am smart enough to steer clear of certain things. Like if there's a rattlesnake right here, I'm not going to go up and start poking at it. That's retarded. It doesn't mean I'm afraid of it. It just means I know well enough to leave it the fuck alone. And then, of course, you always do the generic, and don't be wrong, it's just like a fear, I guess. Of course, I am fear that, my loved ones will, have something horrible happen to him, but that's not really something that keeps me up at night. Like, I don't think about that. I'm like, no, that's fine. Like, to me, a fear is something that, like, I'm about to fall asleep. Here's where the fears come from. When I'm about to fall asleep, and somehow that fear, it enters your ear right here, and you're like, oh, shit, I'm on a dream, and you wake yourself up, like, oh, shit, okay. And you gotta get up and actually take a walk for a second, just to kind of get those thoughts out of your head. That's fucking fear right there. And I've done that a couple times with these things, actually. Alright, so, without me stalling anymore, I'm sorry, but my number 3 is so fucking ridiculous, because it's fake, it's fictional. I know it sounds weird, but, like, I am more afraid of this than I would be, like, a panther on the loose, because I'm like, like, I'm scared of a panther. I wouldn't fuck with a panther, but I'm not fearing the panther. I would fear this, but I really didn't have anything else, Ghostface Kid. My top 2 are solid. Like, my top 2 are like, I'll stand by it. I was struggling up to the third one, so my third one. And it's going to sound ridiculous, I don't care. I'm being truthful. Dead, long-haired Asian girl ghost. I'll probably never experience one in my life. Ever. Fucking ever. For some reason, dude, freaks me out. And, like, literally, I would lay at bed at night, like, you know, before I'm younger, I don't do so much anymore, but when I was younger, like, the ring just hit, and, you know, I'm still in high school and shit. And, like, I'd be drifting off. And I would start having, like, thoughts of, like, you know, this dead-haired, long-haired Japanese girl just kind of coming around the corner, Grudge style. Oh, dude, scared the shit out of me. And so that's a fear. Like, I can't really put more on it than that. Like, that's something that actually terrifies me. Like, Asian horror, like, I love it, but it's scary to me. Like, that shit it's fucking freaky. Number 2 is going to sound even more ridiculous. I'm sure if anybody who's been watching the show long enough, they will know my top 2 at least. I'm multi-rated right now. Many people who follow my show, they know I am an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in ghosts or spirits, which is why I guess makes number 3 even more ridiculous. So if number 3 ever pops out at me, I will just literally have a heart attack and die. But no, I don't believe in shit like that. I just don't. It's just my personal beliefs. However, with that said, I don't fuck with voodoo. I am afraid of voodoo. I won't fuck with it. Won't even go around it. And it's weird. Like, I don't believe in the power of a Ouija board. I don't believe in, you know, random superstitions. I just don't. But voodoo, I don't fuck with. And I'll tell you right now, I know where it comes from. It was instilled by movies, which I know sounds even more ridiculous, but it's true. As a young kid, watching...
Good Luck Chuck. Good Luck Chuck.
I have never seen Good Luck Chuck. That sounds horrible. I'm afraid of bad movie suggestions from you. That's what I'm afraid of.
No.
Oh, God. No, but as a young kid, I watched Child's Play. And, you know, I should be scared of fucking Chucky, the killer doll. I'm not. The scene that terrified me the most was when he goes to that one dude's house, and he takes the voodoo doll out, and he fucking snaps it, and the dude fucking goes down. I'm like, son of a bitch! Like, they can do that? Like, for some reason, the logic of, like, you know, it's clearly a horror movie, but for some reason, the voodoo part stuck out. Fucking Serpent in the Rainbow. Dude's about to get buried alive. Dude scares the shit out of me. Skeleton Key. Holy shit. So, yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I will probably not wander around on my own in New Orleans because I don't want to get fucking zapped by anything and then have some kind of weird voodoo curse. I don't trust it. I just don't fucking trust it. And then my number 1, which I'm going to open it up to encompass other things, but the main part, it's sharks. I have no shame in admitting that. I'm literally just terrified of fucking sharks. We went to the zoo. It's a while ways away. But we went to the zoo. It's in our area. And, yeah, as I'm walking in there, like, the whole time I'm just apprehensive about going into the zoo. Like, into the water part of it. The aquarium. I just didn't want to fuck with it, right? I'm just like, I don't want this shit to, you know, I don't want to. I'm gonna go there, and it's gonna be some deep blue sea shit where, like, the glass is gonna break, and then the water's gonna come rushing out, and I'm gonna get my ass, like, snatched up by a shark, and I'm gonna be crying the whole time. We're walking into it, and of course it's all underground, clearly, because it's, you know, it's underwater aquarium, that thing. So as we're heading over this, like, there's a railing, I look down, and there's this pool of water. Dude, I shit you not, it's like a giant shark mouth coming up. And dude, I literally about fucking faint right there until the picture goes to like something else. And I realize it's a hologram. That's what this is. It's a pool. It's a little pool, probably like, you know, 12 inches or something. I don't know. But there's like holograms just playing. It's a projector. Dude, scared shitless. Like literally now my heart is doing this. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Like that wasn't even real and I'm scared. Shit. So like literally, we go down there, and at this point, I'm with Natalie Myers and her family. We're breaking the fourth wall a little bit. I know the poor children. But we're going down there, and there is, it's like it looked a lot shallower than it was. It's actually deceptively deeper, but they had these little mini sharks. It looked like a giant, like, water fountains, all it looked like. But these sharks just kept swimming in, like a pattern. Like, that's all they did. There's, like, I don't know, 30 of them in there, and they just kept doing this around this thing. And this thing's huge. I mean, it's probably about as big as, bigger than my apartment right now. But it was, they were just swimming around that thing. And you was allowed to put your hand in there and pet them. And here are my little cousins, like, putting their hands in there, like, oh, they're petting and shit. And, dude, I wouldn't go near the fucking water. I'm like, I'm not going over there. Now, whenever I'm around, you know, my cousins or whatever, because they're all younger than me, I try to set that example. you know, I don't ever try to show fear around them because, you know, I don't want to give them some kind of weird complex, you know. So there's been times where, like, you know, I remember a long time ago I was with my little cousin, and this big dog shows up growling. I'm like, you know, I'm just going to walk away. Little kid's freaking out, and I can't let him be, you know, scared. So I had to, like, you know, kind of try to scare the dog off and everything, just to kind of show, like, hey, you had to be afraid of. You just got an asshole dog every now and then. So I'm looking at my little cousin, and I got one little cousin in particular who's like, he was probably 1 or 2 at the time. He's probably 2. I think he was old enough to kind of comprehend some shit. And I was like, dude, you know, I don't want to, like, you know, have him have like this memory of, like, you know, his cousin being afraid to put his arm in the water. So I'm like slowly approaching this thing. And they're just like these sharks, probably like that big, that long, maybe a little bit longer. And they're small. And they're just going in circles. And I'm easing my finger in the water. I'm like, I don't want to fucking go any further than this. Like, I'm afraid, like, they're on just like, oh shit, it's the Phantom. And they come up and start snatching me. I was afraid. I got my arm in there. And that's when you realize how deep it is. Because, like, it literally looked like the sharks were, like, you know, up here. Like, here's the water level and here's the sharks. No, they're, like, way the fuck down here. So now I'm down there and I'm going really slow. And I'm like, you know, they're going in circles. But, like, what point do they break the pattern? Like, when do they decide to eat? You know what I mean? So I'm like, And, like, logic's telling me, like, listen, there are children. I'm looking at kids. Like, little fucking toddlers putting their arm in there, like, splashing around the water. And it's okay. So, but I'm thinking to myself, like, no. Like, I'm going to be the one, the exception. Like, I'm going to put my arm in there and they're going to fucking gang up on my ass. So I literally had to go down there, and literally, I'd get close enough, and I'd be afraid like I'd too close to the mouth or something like that. So I'd raise up. Like, and I wouldn't just jerk up a little bit. I'd jerk all the way out of the water. It was literally, this is embarrassing to say, but it was like a 5-minute process to get me to get my arm here. I have held snakes. I have held weird shit, tarantulas and shit like that. This doesn't bother me. But dude, like, I was like, I'm not fucking with you. And I got my arm down there, and I grazed it. I felt the slick surface, and I'm like, that's it. I don't need to do this anymore. And that was it. That was literally my, and then the only shark they had there, because they're mostly dolphins, and they had like some penguins and shit down there too. But the only like other fish they actually had, or shark, they had like it might be a great white or something like that, but it was like, the aquarium was huge, and he wasn't even coming near us, and I was okay with that. But he was like way over there, and I was like, oh, well, you're not coming over here? I'm good. And I walked right on. Yeah, sharks. But I'm not gonna lie, after watching Jurassic World, and it wasn't that intense on Jurassic World or anything, but the one thing I was waiting on, because in the trailer, it doesn't give anything away, you see the woman get picked up by a pterodactyl and dropped in that water. For some reason, that was fucking with me too. Like, I'm like, I mean, because I guess you can say it's like a mega shark in a way, you know. And I realized something, like, even going back further, anything underwater, creature-wise, I don't fucking like. Like, I'm not afraid of water. I have swam in lakes, and I swam in the ocean. Swimming pool, I don't have, like, kind of weird fear of, like, you know, I watch Jaws, but I can't swim in my pool now. No, it's nothing like that. Same time, though, if there's anything that's, like, living, that's not like a goldfish in a water, I don't want to fuck with it at all. Like, just at all. And the scarier looking, the worse. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to fuck with it. So, I will open that up to include any harmful underwater creature. But keep in mind, mostly sharks. So, that's, I'm sorry, I spent like 20 minutes talking about this. But, yeah, those are my top 3 fears right there. Clowns never bothered me. The dark doesn't bother me. You know, heights don't bother me. So, you know, shit like that. Water itself doesn't bother me. I just don't know what the fuck's down there. That's it. I'm good. But yeah, so that's my top 3 right there, so hope that works for you. Maya, sweetie, what do you got?
Number 3, I'm afraid of heights.
You're afraid of heights?
Yeah,
Really? Yeah, I know that about you.
And then number 2, ghost.
Really?
Yeah.
Ghost?
Yeah. 'Cause I'm still scared about that one time. That freaking black shadow went down the hallway.
I think your ghost and my Asian long-haired girl ghost, I think we're going to be safe. I really do. Now, if they pop out, who knows? I might sing a different tune, but I think we're safe on those.
And since 2nd grade, I've been scared of ladybugs.
She's scared of ladybugs. I didn't realize they bite. Like, for years, I have always held them. I used to live out in the country, and we had like a shitload out there. And I would catch them and shit and release them, because I was never the kind of guy who was like cruel to bugs or anything like that, you know, and never thought anything of it. And then she tells me this.
My brother freaking threw a freaking handful at me.
And like, you know, and everybody's like, you know, they bite. I was like, they don't bite, bullshit. And then, well, actually, before I met her, actually, and I worked at the the theater, and we had a weird like insect or a weird ladybug problem upstairs. Once again, never thought of it. And one day I'm just working and something bit me. I looked down, I was like a fucking ladybug. I'm like, are you fucking for real? But once again, I'm still not really afraid of them though. But hey, believe me, hey, my fears are very irrational. So believe me, I'm not gonna poke fun at your fears. That's crazy right there. All right, ladybugs, gotcha. So guys, we want to know, what are your top 3 fears? And not just us, we don't just want to know. Ghostface Kid would like to know. So hey, let us know. Drop that comment down below. You can leave a video response. Tell us a story. Let us know, like, in depth about why you're afraid of whatever it is you're afraid of. Whether you had a bad experience. See, I can't even like boast the bad experience thing because I've never like had a run-in with a shark, or voodoo, or the Grudge Girl. I just haven't. But that's up here. I got mental problems. But yeah, let us know if what scares you. Of course, video response, down below. Of course, my peeps over on Facebook and Twitter. With Twitter, I'm like getting close to like 80 fucking followers now. That's retarded. I don't think any of them really pay attention to me, but still, yeah, they're following. I'm liking that. So
9 followers.
Believe me, I started off with like 7 for like months. Like fucking months, had like this 7, and then like out of nowhere it just exploded. Like the past 2 weeks, it's just gone through the roof with followers. So hang in there, trust me, they'll come around. But yeah, so guys, we want to know what's up, and of course, I'll throw this out there again. If anybody has any suggestions for top 3s they'd like to see us do, hey, we'll do it. So there you go. So hey, on behalf of the Movie Phantom, my girlfriend Maya,